I'm Jason.
Nope. Hi, I'm Steve from Long Island.
Nope. Hello? I'm the Hierophant.
I am the fearless leader.
Wait.
Yeah.
We don't do that anymore, do we?
No, we got rid of that on day one.
We really need to not go so long without doing one of these.
True dat.
Hello? I'm Jake.
And I am Zach.
We just finished watching The Wolverine.
The Wolverine, if you don't know about it, Wolverine goes to Japan to say goodbye to an old friend, and mayhem happens.
That's true. We're going to start with our gripes as we usually do. Zach, what did you not like about this movie?
I got two main gripes. Other ones were just eh. But my main gripe was the dialogue in this film. All it was people telling backstories. Like, I like the Logan backstories, especially when he is in World War II and they're dropping the bomb. That was actually one of my favorite parts in the movie. But other than that, everyone else is just telling them, blah, 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 my father, grandfather did this. So it got kind of boring, redundant. My other gripe was the huge bear at the very beginning. The thing was huge. Like, its head was bigger than my body. I don't know what they're feeding bears in Canada, I guess.
I'm just not going to Canada anymore.
But those are my main gripes. Jake, what was your gripes?
I guess my main gripe was, and he kind of helped explain it, but my main gripe was that he remembers a lot of the Hiroshima. Now, as he explained to me, they were working with him in the previous X-Men movies, so there's a chance that that memory was brought back to surface, so he could just remember that. So that's fine. So that being really my only gripe, I love this movie.
Okay, I guess we're moving on to likes.
There's not a whole lot else to like or hate about this movie. This is honestly, it's advertised as the Wolverine movie X-Men fans deserve.
And it lived up to the title, too.
Exactly. It absolutely is what every X-Men fan deserved. Are there differences between this and the comic book?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. But I'm okay with it. I don't think there was anything really wrong with what they changed.
The biggest thing that it changed was the Silver Samurai. In the comic books, he was a mutant that could teleport and all that stuff. He's not going to be that in this film, but in the film, the way they did it, it made sense. I didn't feel disappointed with it.
No, I'm not really well learned in the Silver Samurai or Logan's Japan story, but I thoroughly enjoyed what they did with Silver Samurai. The story itself, I've heard a lot of people complain about it was slow in parts, but that was because they had to push the story along. They had to develop a character that honestly has been run into the ground and effectively buried. And they did superb with that.
Yeah, when they were first making this film, I was worried on how they're going to do the whole, how Logan loses his powers. In the movie, it kind of worked out.
Exactly. It did.
Yeah, because I was like, how is it going to? This is Wolverine we're talking about.
Actually, when the first trailer came out, and in it, the whole focus is that they took his healing factor away. I actually texted him and said, if they take that away, how do his claws work still? Which they don't actually explain, because the whole point is that his
finger crotch.
His finger crotch is wide open, and the claws come through. And when they go back in, it heals up. So if he didn't have the healing factor, wouldn't he just have open wounds all the time? But they don't really explain it, and honestly, you don't think about it in the movie. That thought, honestly, never, as big a worry as it was for me, that thought never crossed my mind watching this movie.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, one of my favorite parts is the flashback with Logan in World War II. He's in a prison camp, I guess, and they dropped the A-bomb. Or H-bomb.
H-bomb.
It dropped the ass bomb.
Oh, shit. It was...
It's the S-bomb, sir.
That actually was a really fantastic scene.
Yeah.
You see it shows the plane in the distance, and it drops the bomb, and you see it slowly fall and hit. I don't know about you, but I felt like in the moment, like I was scared. Like you saw it happen in front of this guy's eyes, and you see as his home is just destroyed. And you really feel it in that moment. It was really, really well done.
Yeah. I did have a little bit of a gripe with it, based on physics. They dropped this bomb, and it goes straight down. They were moving at a pretty steady pace, so it should have been going at an angle. But I'm just nitpicking there.
Yeah.
But that was a beautiful scene, though.
Yeah, really well done, and they did really good with the CG, because Logan protects the guy from getting burned, more or less. And then whenever he lifts the thing up, he is just a tragic burn victim.
And when he starts getting his skin back, his hair and everything comes back. So that makes me believe that, how does he shave and cut his hair?
That's true, yeah. That was actually something popped in my head whenever that happened. Like, so how does his hair keep changing lengths throughout movies? You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but again,
we're nitpicking.
So, nitpicking aside, I said something to him that I never thought would ever come out of my mouth. After watching Iron Man 3, and then this, Marvel, take your cues from Fox. It's a bold statement, I know, but it's true. Because Iron Man 3 was atrocious, and this movie was beautiful.
Another one of my favorite parts in the movie is when he's starting to hook up with the Asian lady. they're getting ready to get it on, and I'm just waiting to hear the shink. Inappropriate, I know, but hilarious nonetheless.
Yeah, this was for me, this movie was... For me, this movie was what Batman Begins was for the Batman franchise. This has successfully rebooted X-Men. To me. I understand technically X-Men First Class was, because that was a really, really decent film. All its flaws aside. It was a decent film. But this felt like a true X-Men movie to me. And I think that this is going to be the start of a fantastic franchise.
Oh yeah, Days of Future Past and
I was worried about Days of Future Past, but after, because this really honestly has no ties to it. Not really.
Besides the credit scenes.
Right, but this movie makes me excited to see Days of Future Past.
Yeah, it feels like Fox is getting their stride.
Yeah.
And
it only took 10 years, 15 years to do it, but they did it.
Yeah. Well, they hit their stride with Fantastic Four. Those are two great movies. They're one of my favorites.
They're actually not as bad as most people as most people let on.
Yeah, but that's a different story.
Yeah, so this movie...
I recommend you go see it.
Absolutely recommend you go see it. And I'm going to have to do this real quick. Spoiler alert.
Ooh.
Pause. 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 after credits scene. It's awesome. It's Wolverine walking through an airport 2 years later, I think he said.
Yeah, it was 2 years.
2 years later, he's walking through an airport, and he opts for the pat down instead of going through the metal detector.
I wonder why.
So as he's getting ready to get patted down, all of a sudden he sees all the metal stuff moving around and, clanging about. And he turns back, draws his claws, and goes to strike Magneto. And he's stopped, obviously, because he's adamantium.
Since we're doing spoilers alert, I like the bone claws.
Yes. Bone claws make a big return, and they're more badass than adamantium claws. On to the first part of the spoiler. Kinda. So as he turns around to hit Magneto, he's stopped, and Magneto tells him that there are dark days ahead that will bring about the end of mutant kind. And Wolverine asks, "How can I trust you?" And he says, "You wouldn't." And then all of a sudden you see... Actually, before he does that, you see everybody freeze where they're at. And then all of a sudden, Professor X comes in. And honestly, and I said it to him in the theater, I didn't think seeing them on screen again would excite me that much. But oh my god, it excited me so damn much. I was so stoked to see them back in the roles that they were born to play.
I want to know if Professor X freezed everyone to get past the security, or if he actually went through and got the pat down. That's what I wanted to know.
I thought what was really good about this was the fact the after credit scene was really good. Was that everybody knew there was going to be one, and most people knew that it was going to have Charles Xavier in it. But nobody and nowhere that I've read, there's no reports of Ian McKellen even on the set for the Wolverine during this. So I thought keeping that under wraps was really, really good. And it made it even better. So, stay after the credits. It's only a mid-credit scene, so you only have to make it through the initial cast. So yeah, I recommend this movie to everybody because it was fantastic. It was fun. Really well written, great story, really great acting.
I like the subtle humor they put in it too.
Yeah, really.
Like when they go to the hotel, that was pretty good.
Yeah, it wasn't blatant humor like what you usually see in Iron Man or stuff like that. It was really good. It was a dark movie. Expect to hear Logan say the F word in this, and actually curse quite a bit.
Yeah.
But this is a fantastic movie. If you haven't already seen it, go see it.
Yes. Yeah, I'm definitely going to own this when it comes out. And I don't own any of the X-Men movies.
I do.
So. Other than that...
as always, like, subscribe, share our videos. Tell your friends how awesome we are and how frequently we put up videos.
I wouldn't put that in there.
I tried. So, until next time, I'm Jake.
And I'm Zach.